Mhm. Yeah. Good evening. I'm Judge Shayad, and you, sir, are
Frank Doraman.
Mr. Drame. I have a warrant here out of Douglas Justice Court.
Yes, ma'am.
Started from May 15th of last year for driving under the influence of intoxicating liquor or drugs. Might be a warrant for failure to pay, but in any event, I will reduce the bond requested from $7,449 cash to $2,499 in cash. You're not to drive without a license. You're not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. They'll have 24 hours to make arrangements to pick you up, a total of 72 hours to pick you up. If they don't do that, then you will be released on these matters, but you will need to be in the Douglas Justice Court on October the 28th at 9 a.m. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Durame.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is the interpreter, the Spanish interpreter.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any Spanish. If we could verify that, and then if that is the case, maybe if I could be excused.
of course. Yeah, jail, let's need to confirm with you, there are no Spanish speakers that you're aware of tonight. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, we'll let you know if we need you.
I'll be here. The phone is right next to me. Thanks so much, Judge.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Christopher John Parkin, Your Honor.
Mr. Parker. Citation
Yes.
charging you with failing to comply with a court order. Give me a bad end date for Miranda. She gave me tomorrow, which is Sunday. Got it. Your next court date on this matter is going to be Monday at noon. Because it's a violation of a court order, you're going to be held on a $500 bond. You're not to have any contact with alleged victims. You're not within 500 feet of the incident location. You can go back with law enforcement to pick up personal belongings. And Janet Altschuler is appointed to represent you at this time. Any questions?
I'm not sure, ma'am. You're saying that the $500 bond, Janet, I have an attorney, but I'm
Right.
not sure. Yes, I live right across the street from the,
Well, you're going to have to find someplace else for a while.
I can do that, ma'am, I can, but
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to be respectful here. 500 feet, obviously I can't, I'm right across the street. So what you're instructing me to do is I'm going to be released on a bond and then go somewhere else and appear tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Monday in court. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay,
And that's
I can
if-
do that.
That's if you post the bond.
I'll post the bond.
You can
Yes.
go back to your residence with a law enforcement escort
Okay.
belongings, but other than that, you're not within 500 feet of the victim's residence. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Parkin.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are
Robert Salazar.
Mr. Salazar. Citations charging you with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, domestic violence assault. Alleged occurred, it looks like about a week ago. We're going to appoint Richard Glenn to represent you on these charges. Your next court date is going to be on the 15th. That's Wednesday at 10:30. Bond is $1,000. No acts of domestic violence, no contact with Ms. Anaya. You're not to go near her residence or work. That's that entire apartment complex. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Salazar. Your
Is that
court
it?
date- your court date is in the Oro Valley City Court. All right, thank you. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade. You are
Milagros Álvarez.
Ms. Alvarez. Citation charging you with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, alleged occurred earlier today. Your next court date on this matter is going to be November the 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. Do you understand that you need to be present at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Other conditions of release include no acts of domestic violence. Additionally, standard conditions of release. You violate no laws, you appear at all court dates. You do not leave the state of Arizona without seeing the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Alvarez. We just lost the jail. Good evening, I'm Judge Fadden. You are?
Oscar Lewis.
Mr. Elias, I have a number of things here for you. I have charges from today for criminal trespass and possession of paraphernalia. Citations from yesterday for assault, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, and possession of paraphernalia. Charged from March the 17th for criminal trespass and possession of paraphernalia. Looks like you were supposed to be in court on April the 24th and did not appear. Charges of possession of paraphernalia and shoplifting on March the 28th. And again, looks like you didn't appear in court. And charged for criminal trespass. All alleged to have occurred on the 2nd. I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges because of the number of charges and your failures to appear. Bond will be $250. If you post the bond, you put it to November the 6th at 9 a.m. If you haven't posted the bond, you'll be seen on Friday, sometime after 1:45. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to return to Panda Express, to 3902 East Speedway, or to the 1,000 to 1,300 blocks of West Irvington. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. I suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney.
Whatever it is.
If you post a $250 bond, Good evening, I'm Judge Payne, and you are?
I'm with Jordan Hale.
Mr. Hale. Citations here charging you with domestic violence, use of an electronic communication to threaten bodily harm. These are alleged to have occurred on the 9th. And charged him today. Allegation of domestic violence, criminal damage. Your next court date on this matter is on November the 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Tucson City Court. You understand? To be present at that time.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
In addition to standard conditions of not violating laws, appearing at all court dates, not leaving the state of Arizona. You're not having any contact with Veronica Saldivar. You're not to return to her residence except once with law enforcement to obtain your personal belongings. You're not to possess any firearms or weapons. Thank you, Mr. Hale.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Marcela Huerta Flores.
Ms. Huerta Flores. I have a citation here charging you with disorderly conduct alleged to have occurred early this morning. Your next court date in this matter is going to be November the 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. Do you understand that you need to be present at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not violating any laws. You're not to leave the state of Arizona unless you're receive permission of the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
So instead of just some.
Montgomery.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Benjamin Montgomery.
Mr. Montgomery, I have several things here for you. In addition to a felony warrant that will be dealt with later this week at the Superior Court level. I've petitioned to revoke probation on a couple of files. You ordered to complete some counseling and provide proof. Apparently that wasn't done. And a petition to revoke was filed back in April. We also have additional files from January of this year for shoplifting, 8530 East Broadway. Along with failure to appear. Additional charges, possession of paraphernalia on February the 14th. Failures to appear. We'll appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Hold you on a $500 bond. Your next court date on these, whether you're in custody or out of custody, will be October the 20th at 1:45 in the afternoon. You're not to consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to return to 8530 East Broadway. And I'd suggest, other than in the course of treatment, you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney. Good evening, I'm Judge Ted, and you, sir, are
Good evening, Your Honor. Christopher Serreras.
Mr. Ferreira. Citation
Yes, ma'am.
charging you with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, domestic violence assault, domestic violence unlawful imprisonment, domestic violence criminal damage alleged to have occurred earlier today. Your next court date on this matter is going to be November the 18th at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court.
For 18th. Yes, ma'am.
18th, correct. Conditions of release, in addition to the standard conditions, which are violating no laws, appearing on all court dates, and remaining in the state of Arizona.
Yes, ma'am.
No alcohol, illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with the victim in this matter. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't go near her residence. That's the entire complex. If you have personal belongings there, you can go back once with law enforcement to get those personal belongings. Also need to look into getting behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and recommended treatment. There's a location right outside the jail called the Transition Center. They can help you find agencies that can help you with that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Serrers.
Thank you.
That's Georgia.
Take the seats. Good evening, Judge.
Good evening.
Back again.
I see. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Albert Rodriguez.
Yeah. I think so. But
Mr. Rodriguez.
yeah. Okay.
Possession of paraphernalia. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions.
Evening, Your Honor. Nothing further from the state. Thank you.
We just asked for a nominal bond given the prison hold, Judge. Thank you.
It does appear that you're eligible for screening for a program called STEPS. It's kind of a diversionary situation where you participate in go through an evaluation, and if you qualify, you'll be given a treatment plan. You'll need to comply with the treatment plan. You do that, the charges get dismissed before they're formally charged. Did you want to look into that?
Yes, ma'am.
So your STEPS hearing will be a week from Tuesday. All right. October the 20th. I guess that's Monday, a week from Monday, at 9 a.m. Preliminary hearing date will be October 21st at 1:30. Bond is $2,000. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I got a question. You guys talking about this hole? What happens if I bond out? There's no way I could get out because
If you pay the bond, prison will come.
We also have charges for driving under the influence of intoxicating liquor or drugs, civil charges for speeding.
this should have gone off the wrong one.
We'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you on these charges. I will not hold you on these matters. Your next court date will be December the 12th at 9 a.m. If you're in custody, then public defender's office will advise the court and the prosecutor's office of the status. If you're out of custody, you need to appear. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no driving without a valid license. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt, but since it was a DUI, I was thinking if the court could impose the nominal bond, because I know there's statutory jail time on it. So
Well, except that he would have done and we'll typically give him credit if he's helped on other things, so that's not an issue, so.
Oh. Okay, thank you so much.
That's to release me on this one.
Right, but you have the two other hold. Good evening, I'm Judge Sid, and you are
Diego Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez. I have citations here. One charging you with domestic violence disorderly conduct alleged to have occurred on or about the 24th of September.
Yeah.
I also have charges from yesterday, looks like, for domestic violence, criminal damage, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and domestic violence threatening over a telephone.
I never threatened nobody.
Okay, that's fine.
Never have I ever threatened nobody.
I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. No alcohol, illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons. No contact with Maya Durazo. You don't go back to her residence. Do you understand that?
Where do I go, bro? I stay there. I stay there.
Not anymore. You can go
Well-
back there once with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. You need to comply with behavioral health evaluation and treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand, miss, but I don't have nothing wrong with me.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Do we have multiple defendants in the courtroom or not yet?
We have about 4, Judge. Is this everyone?
This is the rest of them.
This is the rest of them? Oh, yeah. Yes, Judge.
All right, looks like. All right. This is addressed to everyone who's in the courtroom at this time. Good evening, I'm Judge Shayette. This is the time set for initial appearances. If you have misdemeanor matters, it may also be arraignment on those matters. It's the time for you to be formally advised of charges against you for immediate condition of release in your next court date. It is not the time to talk about facts of cases or ask that charges be dismissed. Conditions of release will always include that you violate no laws, that you appear at all court dates. Any of your matters are class 1 misdemeanors. It will also include that you remain within the state of Arizona unless you receive permission of the court to leave the state. The case on all felonies as well as any class 1 misdemeanors. There may be additional conditions based on your history, your circumstances, and the events that occurred. And you, sir, are
John Richard Shagnon, Your Honor.
Mr. Chagnon. I have name and complaint here charging you with possession of dangerous drugs and possession of paraphernalia. We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges. It appears that you may be qualified after an assessment to enter into a diversionary program. Basically, it's called STEPS. That's where you'll undergo screening and evaluation, participate in a term of treatment for a period of time. If you successfully complete that, then the charges will be dismissed without any formal charges. Did you want to look into doing that program?
Unequivocally, absolutely, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am. Very much so.
And did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
No, Your Honor.
Yes, please, Judge. I understand the state's asking for $1,000 bond, but it seems to me like the court is inclined to release Mr. Chagnon. The last conviction seems to be from 1985. I understand he has a city court warrant, but given a lack of felony history from the recent past, I would request, and eligibility to be screened for the STEPS program, I would request the court to consider release to pretrial services at this time.
All right.
Thank you.
Your next court date is going to be on October the 20th at 9 a.m. That's next Monday in Pima County Superior Court. That's the initial steps hearing. Be sure that you attend that you comply with steps. In addition to their substance abuse evaluation and treatment, you need to do a behavioral health assessment and treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
No alcohol, illegal drugs. No contact with alleged victims. You don't return within the vicinity of I-10 and Miracle Mile other than if you're on the roadway. Your preliminary hearing date will be November the 25th at 1:30, and you're going to be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. You need to stay in touch with them and comply with them. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we also have, as your attorney, as the public defender there mentioned, a warrant out of Tucson City Court. Looks like you signed up for diversion at some point, didn't appear at hearing, and didn't complete the diversion.
That's possible. So you get a new court date today. The water will agree. Okay.
Yeah, these cases go back to last September. Looks like you were in court on October 2nd of last year. Entered into a diversion agreement, but never enrolled, did the classes, paid the fees.
Document it was police department too. Those steps.
And then didn't appear at court date. So your next court is going to be November the 10th at 9:30 in the morning. Your attorney does not represent you on these charges. Right. So if your attorney says you don't need to come to court, you still need to be in city court on November the 10th. Thank you, Mr. Chagnon. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir,
Rodney Davis.
Mr. Davis, in a complaint charging you with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Yes, Your Honor, from the defense, we would just, I'm not stating the obvious. I know the court has reviewed the report, given a complete lack of history. Uh, we are asking for release, Your Honor. Looks like pretrial was able to talk to a friend. Uh, Obviously, we have no objection to any no contact order with the victim at this time. Thank you.
Anything further from the state?
Your Honor, I will note the nature of the offense, the information that the defendant provided to law enforcement, and that was later reviewed via the surveillance footage. The defendant does pose a risk to the victim. The $10,000 with pretrial service, the state believes is appropriate.
Preliminary hearing date is going to be October 31st at 1:30 in the afternoon. You're going to be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services under certain conditions. No
Right.
alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, that includes knives. Participate in substance abuse and behavioral health assessment and treatment. No contact with alleged victims. You don't go to the victim's residence or workplace. You don't return to the incident location except for medical treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, so basically I'm kicked out of the shelter, so I can't return to where my place of living is.
If that's where the victim was, that's correct.
So stop by the transition center.
Yeah. There's
Tomorrow.
an area called the Transition Center right outside the jail. They can help you with getting hooked up with an agency, housing, and other things.
Go straight down tomorrow morning and talk to you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thank
So, Your Honor, I don't know if the court checked the box where he could return one time with law enforcement to get his belongings.
I have my phone charging cord off property.
Okay, I will go in and note that because it's based on the information that I had, it appeared that the incident location was Keno Hospital.
Oh, okay, so I can return back.
You have to figure it out once you get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
So where was, well, although, yeah, if you'll close out on that, because I may need to make a change on it. Now, does the alleged victim also reside at the shelter?
I know they're homeless. I know they stay off of property, but I stay in the shelter.
Okay, well, as long as that person doesn't reside there, then you're fine. But I will check the
Okay.
box just in case there is some confusion there.
Okay,
All right?
thank you.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Luis Benjamin Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez. I have interim complaint here charging you with unlawful flight from law enforcement. Alleged occurred on August the 21st. As well as charges from today, charging you with misconduct involving weapons. That is being in possession of a firearm, by the possessor. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Your Honor, the state submits to the recommendation that's based on the ongoing criminal activity. The defendant was just recently discharged from probation. That's the basis. Thank you.
That's why I asked if you had anything further to say.
And Judge, actually on the unlawful flight interim complaint, I understand there were two people involved, it seems like. We have video footage and whatnot, but I didn't see any allegation or fact that said Mr. Gonzalez was the driver. So for unlawful flight, I think we need to have a driver, although there is a 50-50 chance, but I didn't see any fact alleged that said he was driving.
I think that's an argument for a preliminary hearing.
So as to release, Judge, we're actually asking for release. We understand the state's position that he just was discharged from probation. I don't see any violations on the pretrial services report. 4 years is a long time, Judge. Seems like he's somewhat shown the court that he's a good candidate for community supervision. He will above to comply by any pretrial conditions, Judge. So we are asking for release at this time on both case numbers.
Given the presence of a firearm, not a candidate for release. Bond will be $7,500. Preliminary hearing date's October 21st at 1:30. No driving without a valid license, no firearms or weapons. You're not to return to the incident locations. Have contact with any of the alleged victims. If you post the bond, you'll be distributed to pretrial services.
And Your Honor, was that a concurrent bond? I see that there's two separate complaint numbers. So
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, can Mr. Gonzalez be excused?
You may.
Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Christopher Marble.
Mr. Marble. I've got a few things here for you. I have an interim complaint charging you with possession of dangerous drug, possession of narcotic drug, possession of paraphernalia. Ms. Goodman, I have a question on your recommendation.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're requesting a bond for time credit, and I'm not sure where that's coming from.
Your Honor, generally, if the court is considering releasing the defendant, but I do acknowledge the defendant has those 2 pending warrants from the misdemeanors. But nonetheless, based on the facts, the state does recommend the $3,000. But that's where for the defendant to receive credit if the court's also inclined to give a bond on those other matters.
She tell you why you got the bond.
And Judge, I was actually going to ask for release. We do see that Mr. Marble has those warrants, and in fact, he had a question for the court. He is surprised that those warrants exist. I did tell him the court will address those in a moment. So, what?
Well, I was saying I was released on pretrial and I did everything else, but I thought I took care of all of this.
No. It's still pending, so the case is not over, and the judge will tell you what it is for. Why warrants? Because you missed court. So, Your Honor, if the court's inclined to release Mr. Marble, we would ask that the preliminary hearing be extended to November 11th, November 25th, excuse me. So, given the nature of the charge, we are asking you to consider releasing and setting a steps hearing.
Please.
And he has a job. He reports to me.
I promise I'll take care of the city court stuff. I'll go immediately take care of that.
Yeah, you're handling it right now.
Okay.
Because you've invested the warrants will get quashed. So you'll get a court date.
Your next court date on this matter is going to be, as you heard your attorney talking about STEP. That's basically a diversionary program that you may be eligible for that requires review and evaluation and compliance with a course of treatment. If you successfully complete it, then the charges are dismissed before they're formally charged. Did you want to explore that program?
Yes, I would like to.
All right. So your next court date will be October the 20th. That's Monday, a week from Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning in Pima County Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing date right now will be set for November the 25th at 1:30. No alcohol or illegal drugs, comply with pretrial services, comply with steps, substance abuse and behavioral health assessment and treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we turn to the matter of the city court warrants. We have charges here from February the 6th of this year for possession of paraphernalia. Let's go through the history. You were in custody on February the 18th. Yeah, it looks like you. And I released you and gave you a court date of March the 19th. And it looks like you did not appear in court that day. I actually ordered behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment at that time. Then we have charges, it looks like from February the 18th for criminal trespass, in the city of Delano and Fort Lowell.
It's not. That's why you haven't learned. The case is still going. It's not dismissed.
And again, you did not appear on March the 19th. After I released you, you were then in custody. Again, it looks like on May the 7th. Given a court date of June the 9th and didn't appear on that date.
When you get released, you have to get
Oh, I know that. I know, but I've been going to court and all this stuff was dismissed just recently.
It wasn't dismissed.
But it was. I have to. I have paper.
Not in Tucson City Court. You have not been coming to Tucson
Oh.
City Court.
Okay. Well, I was in court just like 2 weeks
You
ago.
weren't in city court.
Oh, now it's in
That's
court.
what they're
Okay.
just telling you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got confused and I'm sorry.
You need to be in City Court, 103 East Alameda.
Okay. Okay. I promise I won't make that same mistake. I will be there.
Your next court date on these will be November the 12th at 2:30 in the afternoon. Again, you need to comply with steps. You also need to do behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment that I ordered months ago that you still have not done. You need to do them. You understand that?
I'll still get on that first thing. I promise.
Yeah. Transition Center might be able to help you find locations to do that.
It sounds like they're telling you. Thank you. Yeah, you bet. Just make sure to go.
Good evening, I'm Judge Tate, and you, sir, are
Flavio Reynolds?
Mr. Reynolds. I've got a couple things to pray. An interim complaint charging you with possession of dangerous drugs, possession of narcotics, possession of paraphernalia, and being in possession of a firearm during a drug offense. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Yes, Judge. The last conviction is from 98. I think the court's not seeing a misconduct. There is a misconduct involving weapons charge. We understand. But Judge, given the age of that last conviction, and given that this is a substance abuse issue at its core, we are asking you to consider releasing Mr. Reynolds to pretrial services supervision. Seems to have stable housing, and your sister is not the victim. I believe that his sister is not the victim, Judge. I want to double check that though.
Correct.
Okay. So given that there is evidence of him having some stable housing and probably he receives disability, it says he's disabled, but doesn't say more. So in light of all of that, Judge, we're asking for pretrial services ratings. Thank you.
Anything further from the state?
So Your Honor, nothing further.
Yeah, the sister's address, I can't figure out where that could possibly be. There is no North 16th Street in Pima County.
Where does she live? Where does your sister live?
Which one?
Which one?
Sister.
You have 5 sisters. Okay. This one I think is just says Rebecca.
Oh, Rebecca. Yeah,
Like roughly where does she live in town?
she lives, by River Road, and I don't know her address.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. But
Yeah.
basically like north side
Yes, but I live up there.
in 3 points, 3 points you have. And you don't live with the victim? No. Okay. All right. That's all. Your Honor, I don't know if the court heard, but Mr. Reynolds seems to have his own residence. And in 3 points, he informs me, and he's confirmed he does not live with the alleged victim in the DB case.
Because of the weapon involved in this matter and the history, bond is $2,500. Preliminary hearing date is October 21st. No alcohol, no drugs, no firearms or weapons. Behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment is available in custody or under the direction of pretrial services if you post the bond. No contact with the alleged victim in the misdemeanor domestic violence matter. Will appoint city public defender's office to represent you on the domestic violence assault charge from April the 15th. Your bond on the misdemeanor matter is $750. Court date's October the 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon, in custody or out of custody. No contact with Guadalupe Pena. You don't go near her residence. No alcohol, illegal drugs. No acts of domestic violence. And no weapons, as well as the behavioral health and substance abuse assessment treatment. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. Let's get Aho. Looks like they're not online.
Oh, Jill, checking in, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Benson, Doricarian.
Mr. Doricarian.
Yes.
Citation here charging you with domestic violence, failing to comply with court order. Indication is that there is an order of protection that was issued and served on May 15th of last year.
Correct.
And the allegation is that you are in violation of that order.
Correct, Your Honor.
If you are released on these matters, will you A, appear in court back there in Ajo on a date I give you? B,
You said in Ajo.
pardon me?
Did you say in Ajo, like in this, in here?
Yes,
Oh,
that's where your court's going to be on this matter. It'll be your responsibility to be there. Also have absolutely no contact with Lavinia. Do you understand that?
I do.
And you will show up there in Ajo?
Correct, Your Honor.
I'm going to give you a chance. You need to be in the Ajo Justice Court on October the 28th at 9 o'clock in the morning. No contact with the victim. Don't go to the victim's residence or workplace. No firearms or weapons, no alcohol, illegal drugs, and no acts of domestic violence. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And you do not leave the state of Arizona.
Yes, Your Honor. Proceedings, Mr. Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Doricarian.
Thank you, Judge. I'll be right back with the next one, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, I don't know if you noticed, but I accidentally hit the raise your hand button. That was a mistake.
Good judge, seat. Just take a seat in this brown chair right here. Yeah.
Hey, can you lean that this way a little bit? Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are?
She talks.
She does. Your name.
Oh, Dale Stevens.
Mr. Stevens, interim complaint charging its violation of registration requirement. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
I can't even understand what she's saying.
I indicated that you've been charged with a registration violation. And I'm
Yes,
asking,
ma'am.
and I'm asking the attorneys if they wish to be heard on conditions of release.
Okay.
Your Honor, the concern is just the nature of the offense, the risk to the community, especially the fact that the defendant has those priors as the court sees on his criminal record from different states, as he was at port of entry, and having a history of non-compliance in the past as well.
Judge, I was going to request for release. I understand there is a similar conviction from 2011, and Still, nonetheless, this being the class 6 felony, and given that Mr. Stevens seems to be residing, I don't see a reason why he cannot continue to reside there subsequent to coming into compliance. FTA scale is only 2 on 6, Judge. So with that, I'm asking the court to consider releasing Mr. Stevens with an order to comply.
Given the history and that he was aware that his license was expired, although it seems like a strange expiration date, but
No, ma'am, it's because of the way I live. I isolated myself to the point where I didn't pay attention to time.
you really don't want to talk about, this. So bond is $2,500. Preliminary date's October 21st at 3. If you post the bond, you'll be in a certificate of pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with any minors. You don't go to any parks, schools, or daycare centers. You need to report to Pima County Sheriff's Department identification unit. I've given you their address and phone number on the paperwork within 2 business days of your release to comply with identification and registration
Yes, ma'am.
requirements. Substance abuse assessment and treatment is available while you're in custody or under the supervision of pretrial services if you are out of custody. And you do not leave the state of Arizona. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens.
And Judge, I'm sorry, I don't think there was a citation for the license, the expired license, right, Judge?
Correct.
And Mr. Stevens, so usually I would give you an advice sheet if you were here at Pima County Jail in Tucson, but I can't give you that. So the officer is going to print you the court order, and that'll have the phone number to the public defender's office. So call that number to talk to your attorney, okay?
It does not have that on there.
Oh.
Well, I don't know, the printed one might, but the ones that I fill out doesn't, but okay.
And your attorney will be in touch with you, okay, Mr. Stevens?
Fine.
Okay.
Maybe, excuse me.
You may.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Have a good evening, Judge. Thank you. Bye, Maribel.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.